A Jewish crime thriller is being released on the big screen in the U.S. and is already turning heads. Take a look.
Told him what I found. Then he was killed.
What did you find?
I want to play detective.
Because no one else is.
Isn't the killer in custody?
The suspect is in custody.
You don't control me, Alan. You controlled you. You blew it.
Are you gonna find who did it and get me out of here?
Yes, I am.
When your enemy tells you that he wants you dead, believe him.
There are no words, but there will be deeds.
And we're joined now from LA by the writer and director of Guns and Moses, Salvador Litvak. Thank you so much for being here, and congratulations. I know how hard it is to get a movie made and released. That alone is a huge accomplishment.
Thank you. It's definitely been a journey. My wife and I wrote it together, and we've been on this project for 6 years. And thank God now it's coming into theaters and people are loving it.
So tell us, I mean, it's quite an interesting concept. And you're saying 6 years. Obviously, you started with this well before we knew October 7th was going to happen. I imagine even like before COVID. So what made it relevant then? And then how surprising is it, how meaningful it is that it's out now with everything that's happened since then?
I mean, listen, sadly, we knew that Jews under attack who fight back would always be relevant. And even then, I'm an Orthodox Jew, which is to say a visible Jew. And we were very aware of the rising threat level to all Jews in America. I joined an organization called Magen Am, Shield of the Nation, that trains and licenses regular guys like me to carry a firearm in synagogue. I mean, please, God forbid we should ever need it, but we're not going to be a soft target. And the training that the rabbi goes through in the movie is based on my own real world training. We shot the movie in 2022. And then we were in post-production when October 7th happened. We never imagined a horror like that, nor the explosion of overt anti-Semitism, and really Jew hatred is a better word, that's going on in America and around the world. And so Jews taking accountability and saying we're going to protect ourselves. And thank God we have allies in this struggle all over America and the world. But we have to be ready to protect ourselves.
Well, I know you're, saying that you train so you could be licensed to carry firearms. I mean, that's what's so interesting about living here is you have everyday people that once they, finish the army, it's an automatic. But to be, on the streets, of Los Angeles, in your case, what we're seeing, what's happening in New York, around the world. I mean, it's kind of scary that, it's not really, it's art imitating life, but now it's like kind of the chicken and the egg. Like it seems like it's only getting worse. Are you hoping, this film could be a wake-up call in any way?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely starting a conversation. People are talking about it. Jews in America tend to be politically liberal, but a lot of attitudes are shifting, especially about gun ownership during this past year, 2 years. A lot of people, you see them at the gun range now. Like I said, we don't want this. This is not a fight that we're looking for. But there really are some bad actors in America and many other places around the world. Just yesterday you had these kids thrown off a plane in Valencia, Spain, because they were singing Hebrew songs. I mean, that's crazy. This is stuff that my grandmother in Hungary, who carried my mother as an infant through a concentration camp, while my grandfather was murdered in another camp in the Shoah. That's stuff that they talked about, that they told us about. And we thought, well, Grandma, when you say it could happen anywhere, I understand what you're saying, but not in America. It could never happen in America. And now it just doesn't seem so far-fetched that there could be attacks on our people.
So, as far as the film, and given how much, anti-Semitism there is, I mean, even getting it released in theaters itself is a big accomplishment, says a lot to your skill and your talent. And, of course, the acting, getting Mark Feuerstein, he's been around quite a long time. So how are audiences receiving it?
I mean, I've had the opportunity to be in the room with a bunch of audiences and do some Q&As afterward. People applaud, they cheer, they gasp. While there are definitely issues at play in this movie that are so contemporary and relevant, the movie has to entertain. That's my first job as a director, and our job as writers. And my wife and I watched a thriller a day for 2 years to really do a deep dive on the thriller genre. We wanted to make a movie that could, take its place on a list of the top thrillers of all time. Our inspiration was Hitchcock, Polanski, De Palma, Clouseau. And we just want to make a proper, taut, edge-of-your-seat thriller. It's not a preachy movie, even though it speaks to these current issues. And so people are responding to it. They love it.
And where can people check it out?
It's in theaters right now, and you can learn where and see the trailer and more about it at gunsandmosesmovie.com. That's gunsandmosesmovie.com.
Amazing. Salvador Litvak, thank you so very much, and continued success with Guns N' Moses.